G'day, guys. Welcome along to our live tonight. Myself, Greg Riley, and a good friend of mine who we met through another program. Thank you, Scott, for that. Scott Jansen, reach out to him. Lian Monley, who we just had a great connection at the start. We were basically the same ilk. We both believe the same things. So we thought we'd get together and talk about weight loss because coming into the new year, everyone it's the 7th of January now. Most people on the weight loss stuff have usually broken it by now. It's just gone backwards, and it's just become might as well just go and eat the pizza, right? So we thought people kind of ask questions about why diets fail, what we should eat, what we shouldn't eat, which is pretty basic anyway. But I thought, well, might as well get the expert on. Might as well just go to the top of the tree. Lian works with has worked with some very, very high power people in Hollywood, and she's done some things that are just amazing around gut health, and people don't realize how important gut health is. And so I thought I might as well go to the top of the tree and say, Lian, welcome aboard to this weight loss and gut health. Thank you for being a part of it. I really appreciate it because I have zero idea about it myself, and so I thought, well, rather than me just talk about it with people, I might as well just get the best of the best. So, Lian, welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Greg Riley. Thank you for that fantastic wrap. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, thank you. It's great to be here. It's great to be present and step into doing some live work now and getting things out there for people in this time that we're all in at the moment, and being able to help as many people as I possibly can, and turning on the light a bit for where we are at with health in this day and age, and stepping outside that the old paradigm, I think.
Yeah, correct. And just for everyone who's watching, please comment if you're watching on Facebook. Put comments in because we want you to comment because we'll answer your questions tonight. This is tonight's a bit of a Q&A. It's the time when you've got access to Lian. You won't usually, you have $1,000 an hour or something. I don't know how much you charge now, but it's basically you've got somebody here who's got you've worked with Paul Chek. Tell us about Paul Chek. Tell us about some of the stuff you've done with Paul because he's a nut job.
Yeah. He is, and wow, he is. I shouldn't.
He's a great bloke. He's a really good bloke. He's out there.
Look, so he intense. Is, and I think it was 15 years ago. I was actually a personal trainer, and I was working with people on a physical level, and I've been working with the body since I was 16, and I was seeing working with people on a physical level that they weren't getting results to the level that I wanted. And it was because I started to realize that was one component. And there was other people around me and there was one particular person that I was working alongside with that was you should get into this Paul Chek work. And I'm watching them and you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. And so I stepped into that, and that just blew open my whole world and philosophy of the human body, how it works, and results based. It was truly incredible, and those were the days when Paul would actually fly out and do the seminars himself, and it was amazing.
Yeah, so everyone who's listening, Paul Chek. So Paul, as in Paul, and Chek, CHEK. Go and check him out. He's got some really serious podcasts. He's an intense man.
Very intense.
Out there.
Yeah, very intense right on every level. And there's no stone left unturned with Paul Chek. It's you're getting in there and you're absolutely doing the work on every single level. The first philosophy that I come across of working with the human body on a physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and nutritional level, it just blows you wide open.
Yeah, and that's what people, and the good segues. This is what people miss with weight loss, right? They go to Weight Watchers, or they go and do this fad diet, or they go and we'll get to fasting and ketosis. I've got so many questions about fasting and ketosis that it's confusing for people, right? So we'll get to that in a second. But people kind of go and they go on these fad diets. They go to these celebrity slim stuff. They go on the shakes. They go to Weight Watchers. They count calories. And it's so confusing because they end up in my front door going, well, I feel even worse now because I've tried to lose weight and I can't. I've failed again. I've smashed the donuts down and I feel like I'm starving myself, which generally they are. And 99% of places who try and do weight loss with people is they don't deal with the emotional side of the reasons why people are eating in the first place.
Correct.
And that's the thing that's lacking is they'll sit there and look through willpower that they are successful through basically willpower, but will happen. It will stop. It won't last for long. That's why you see people yo-yo diet. They go to Weight Watchers and they lose a lot of weight, and then they come back again because they put the weight on because they haven't dealt with the emotional trauma as to why because everyone knows not to eat McDonald's. Everyone knows that you should be eating certain things. Everyone knows you shouldn't eat processed foods. Everyone knows you shouldn't eat sugar, right? But we do, right? Because it's an emotional attachment to feeling good. Because when you eat sugar, you get that dopamine and serotonin hit, and you go, "Oh, I feel good. That's great." And then you feel guilty for doing it, and then, then you bring back memories of the fact when you used to be feeling, let's say, frightened as a child, and grandma would give you a cookie to make you feel better. Bang, that's straight into your subconscious mind, and people don't deal with that, and that's the biggest thing that when I deal with weight loss with people, they realize it's not about. I said, I don't count calories. Let's go to the why your mindset's wrong. So and they don't lack the nutritional. Well, they do lack the nutritional side of things, but it's just that side of things where they don't understand that it's 99% in the head weight loss. And so, how do you deal with people when they come and see you? What's the first thing you do with them?
Look, people come in with symptoms. They've always got symptoms, and they're, whatever that is, and obviously specializing in with the gut being the umbrella and the whole body, or I call it the empty epicenter of the entire body, is that, and they've been diagnosed IBS, Crohn's, autoimmune,
depression, anxiety, not sleeping well.
All of I could go on and name and list 100, and they've been on I call it the hamster wheel of going and getting medical diagnosis and medication on top of that, and taking it. Maybe it might help, but maybe not, but it's just like the quick fix. All right, and now I'm fine, because that's the old paradigm as well, okay? And going to the doctor, get a script, take it, oh, I'm better, okay? And that's what we're actually programmed to do in our society. However, it is shifting, which is great. So once they've come in and they've got their diagnosis, and it's like, the biggest thing that I all of a sudden stop people, that diagnosis is a snapshot in that time and moment of that person, of where they are in front of a doctor or practitioner, and is like, you have this. But they fail to ask what their lifestyles are like, what their mindset is, how they eat, breathe, sleep. Are they stressed? What are they taking? What was their actual entire upbringing like? Are they traumatized? What's triggering them? Once again, the list goes on and on and on, okay? And for people that are, and it's about being connected with your body and who you are and what absolutely works for you. So when you say that to somebody, it's like, wow, I haven't heard that before. But what can I take for that? And it's like, this is what we're trying to step away from. I don't treat symptomatically. I treat the body as a whole, okay? Our body, going back into, once again, the medical system and the paradigm is that it's treated system by system. So nervous system, musculoskeletal, endocrine system, etc., etc. Okay, so, and this is where the system breaks down, because we are a whole system.
And when you sort of explain that to people and say, hey, you've been doing dieting all wrong, because when we say the word diet as well too, or weight loss, as I said, my last one is that it gets to the point where our self-talk and the way that our mind works, and if we keep talking weight loss or diet, our body doesn't react well to those words, and it all of a sudden goes into certain reactions of weight loss. I've got to try and starve myself, or detoxing, or we're going to be very careful about how we actually even talk to ourselves about what we're doing here, because it will throw people straight away into a bad mindset and about how to lose weight. And even though we talked about weight loss, it's actually about weight lifestyle. And
Right.
because we see people and it's like, I want to lose 10 kilos in a month and I've done that. So, well, that's just wrong. First and foremost, right? That's just bad shit. Yeah, you should be losing maybe a month, maybe 4, maybe max 6 kilos as most as you want to do to maintain a healthy, weight loss regime, and eating the proper foods, and because your body will adjust when it starts to, because when you're on that sugar train, it will kick. That first couple of weeks, that detox off sugar it's like coming off cocaine. Those are pretty difficult, right? So it's you've got to really adapt your body, because it's been abused, and people don't realize that. And marketing these days is so good, and the way they actually make food taste scientifically is you can think about Pringles and you'll salivate.
Yeah.
Because you're just thinking about Pringles and you can go back to that memory of, oh, geez, they taste all right, and you're salivating because they've got that perfectly chemically balanced to make that dopamine hit. And whereas you think about an apple, you don't salivate, right? So these fuckers are the scientists, right? They're making all this crap food, know exactly how your brain works and get you hooked on this stuff, right? So I find the biggest thing that people lack is education. One about, like you were saying before, more from the past, their subconscious mind, how their mind works, why they try with willpower and they can't give up, what the first steps are they need to do to actually get an understanding about where they're at, because it's about getting this map at the start. Like you were saying before, it's what's happened in the past, what's your mindset, what you've tried previously, what's your upbringing, who's in the family with you, how were they brought up, and hey Nadine, she's commenting. She said it's also well-being for your skin, which is really good as well too, right? You can tell my skin's really good. And it's at the point where people go into these weight loss things and just go, okay, I've just got to stop eating food and count calories. It's like, well, that's the worst thing you can do, because that's missing out everything, the reason why you're actually eating. Because I think I said in my last live is that, I see a lot of females who overeat because they've been through traumatic relationships before. So their subconscious mind says, I'll make myself fat so I don't get guys to look at me, so I won't get another relationship, because being not in a relationship is safe. So I'll make myself look fat. And then they kind of go, oh, wow, was that the reason why I'm overeating? I said, yeah, that's the reason why, is because being single and overweight is safe for you because your previous relationships have been abusive. And once they realize that, they kind of go, oh, shit, right. So I've been trying to do this all wrong, because every time I try and starve myself, the subconscious mind keeps going, no, don't do it, because it's not safe to be skinny. No, don't do it, because it's not safe to be skinny, because abuse happens, right? So it's really understand the education part of it. So, but anyway, I've rambled on enough. Tell us about why the gut is so important.
Look, as I said before, I treat the gut, and the gut's the epicenter of the human body, and the gut that has more nerves in it than what the brain and the entire vertebrae has alone. So your gut is everything for your entire body. So our gut then is our solar plexus, right? So relating to that, and solar plexus. So everything is entirely related to that, and your whole health. The gut holds the umbrella, is the umbrella for all health issues, and that is where you're going to start getting messages about how your body is working, and is it working, is it not working? And it's like, that's one of the first signals that we get with our bodies symptomatically, and the signs are there, right there. So, and look, I think everyone can probably straight away relate to bloating, all right? So with a key word of gut health, bloating. Why am I bloating? I hear this question 20 times a day. And it's just like, there is no, I mean, probably if there was one answer to that, is because you're not you're not living a healthy lifestyle, and you're not eating the right food, all right? So, the gut's right there. But the signals of the gut start to come in. It's not just actually middle age, and it's interesting. It's getting younger and younger and younger now, Greg, for many different reasons as well. I mean, that could be, we'll go on with that later, but yeah.
So what's some of the foods? So if someone was starting a diet, and I would just use the word diet for tonight, right? Because I hate that word. What's let's just say a typical, that someone like, let's just use me, right?
Right.
What would be the first thing that you would do with someone like me if I come and saw you and said, hey, I want to refresh, and we worked on the mindset, we've done that, done all the stuff about my upbringing, and how Michael McNair knows this, how I love white bread. Apart from that, what's some of the stuff that would you do straight away, and what kind of foods would you actually do, and then go into, do you actually talk about supplements as well too? Because a lot of people have often things about, do I need to take spirulina? Do I need to take magnesium? Do I need to take this, take that, right? And yes, Michael, sourdough. So what are some of the things, so if someone's actually wanting to, an idea of what kind of healthy foods that would they would start on, just from a generic perspective, because I know everyone's different. What would they actually do? Or what would you do?
The biggest thing is straight away is to take down the inflammation in the body. Okay, this is why people have pain and not feeling good, but mind fog, they're getting bloating, they're uncomfortable, they're not feeling well, they have low energy, all the rest of the symptoms that we have. So we need to get in and take the inflammation down. All right. First and foremost, obviously, we need to look at their diet. All right, what are they actually consuming? What are their weaknesses? What aren't their weaknesses? And so forth. All right. Now, generally people are having processed foods. And if they're not having processed food and they still have problems, then they're consuming products that are still filled with chemicals and pesticides, etc. So we need to take that. We need to see if they're hydrated, okay, as well. Are they having enough sleep? What are their stress levels like in their life? Stress is one of the major causes of digestive issues. All right. If there was no stress, I don't think anyone really would be sick at the end of the day.
No one would be overweight.
Point of the way, shall we?
I'd have a six-pack if there was no stress.
Yeah. So, and the elimination, of course, right? We've got to get rid of all the nasties that we're indulging in, okay? And everybody knows what they are. There's alcohol, caffeine, processed foods. First and foremost, are going in your mouth. But one of the
we're back on that a bit. We're back on a bit, right? Because I don't drink coffee, right? So I'm one of the very, very strange people out there, and who don't. My friend and co-host Michael has he's cut back these days, so he's a good bloke. Tell us about coffee. What's with coffee? Because we always talk about what's your calories in what you drink, right? Because a lot of people drink calories and they're just empty calories. What's with coffee? Tell us, is it because I have seen people know my issues with MLMs. I hate MLMs. They give me the shits. Pyramid schemes. If you're an MLM, it's just another pyramid scheme. Sorry, I'm going to say it. Pyramid scheme. Tell us about, because I've seen this one thing where people are drinking coffee now to replace meals as a supplement, right? And it's a huge MLM, right? But it's a coffee drink, right? It's like someone's a thing, but I don't get it. So tell us about coffee. Tell us about what's wrong with coffee? Just to burst everyone's bubble right now.
Stimulant, obviously, right? So it's a go-to. So Okay, coffee. I go coffee, liver, adrenals. All right. We're already generally very tired and burnt out as human beings in today's age and society. Okay. We are in a fast-paced lifestyle. We're not hunters and gatherers anymore. We don't live like our ancestors lived, right? And we have to take all these demands on. So our body starts to break down from that. And the coffee is a mere stimulant to try and get most people out of bed in the morning, get them going, turn their brain on, get some energy, and off they go. But one of the things is about coffee is the relation to the liver with coffee is our liver is, bless the liver, tries to process over 2,000 toxins a day for us. And when we're sleeping between normally the hours of 4 to 6 a.m., our liver does a cleanup in our body, okay? So then what it does when we wake up, it's done all this hard work overnight and it's just cleaning out everything and it hands over to us. And it's like, please, can you do something nice when you wake up so that we can continue to detox, all right? Be kind to me. I've done all the work while you're sleeping, all right? And then all of a sudden, someone gets up, what do? They drag themselves to the coffee machine and they'll just bang straight away. First thing they do, coffee. Once again, the poor liver goes, what are you doing? The kidneys are dehydrated. They're like, oh my God, here we go again. We're on the hamster wheel. And then off we go. So you're smashing your adrenal glands. You're already tired. You're going to be more tired. So it just continues on. And it's addictive. Look, coffee you can have coffee with a balance as long as you are having a balanced lifestyle with that as well. And you can start to learn to listen to your body and what comes with your body as well.
So Joe's asked, and great, everyone, again, if you want to post comments on Facebook, please, because we'll answer these questions because it's a time to actually get Lian to do this. Joe's asked, black tea. Can you actually drink black tea instead of coffee in the morning?
Okay. Black tea is interesting enough. Look, a lot of people with gut issues, black tea it holds a lot of derivatives that will actually feed fungus. All right. So that's a whole nother ball game going off into the candida area and fungal area. So can actually cause problems with the gut more as well. Okay. So if you're going off coffee, I would have a coffee substitute that's herbal and organic. So dandelion's a really good one as well. Or just even green tea is a great one to start. So look, it will be hard for the first 3 to 4 days. Depends on how much coffee you're going to have.
Speak to Michael. Speak to me.
What's Michael saying?
Oh, speak to McNair.
Oh, it's more coffee at it. All right, cool.
He's on here. Actually, he's listening, right? So he's actually. It's a grumpy pants. Coffee. Yeah. Yeah.
Day 3 can be. Look, you'll get headaches in the afternoon, but whoever's trying to get off coffee, if you stay hydrated, all right, that's the key. Absolutely. As much water, get in there with your hydration and it will take away the headaches anyway. Yeah.
Yep. All right, cool. Nadine's asked about how does gut health, you cured her eczema. How does that relate to eczema? Thanks, Nadine.
Dean, my amazing twin sister. Look, yeah, she's had problems with eczema. I've been to multiple doctors and specialists and been given prescription after prescription for cortisone creams and everything. And when we really went down to the core of it, Nadine, we put on an amazing a gut health program, elimination of everything, and then integration of all the foods as well that are required for that actual healing process for her to get through. So it makes a huge difference.
All right. So Joe's asked about water intake. How much is normal per day? Is it 2 liters, 3 liters? Is it based on your weight and all that stuff?
2 to 3 liters. But you've got to look at the most important thing is the quality of water that you're having as well. People are having very poor quality water, and wow, yeah. God, if you haven't got a high, definitely no tap water. get rid of that tap water. It's just filled with toxins and chemicals, and we don't need any more of that. With our bodies are already battling everything. So I'd highly suggest if even your home filtered water, a little tip there is to put in a pinch of Himalayan sea salt, and that will bring up the mineral content and speed up the pace of actually hydration of the body. So if you're feeling thirsty, that means you're so dehydrated and your body is like crying out. So you should never allow yourself to actually feel thirsty.
Cool. All right. And the other one from Joe was, can she do peppermint tea instead?
Peppermint tea, fantastic, great, awesome. Whatever you're drawn to, herbal teas are definitely number one for that. And actually, another thing, guys, that coffee replacement is very big now as well is mushrooms. Okay, medicinal mushrooms that can be amazing as well. So there's one called cordyceps, and another one which is a gut mushroom is turkey tail. So the cordyceps turns on the brain as well in the morning. So, and it's not like coffee. It's not it doesn't smash you and go da da da. It's actually very different. The brain will turn on and alert the brain first. So this is actually a favorite supplement for me in the mornings. Yeah.
It's the funny thing about mindset, how we've been, and we talk about how mindset's everything with this, right? How we've actually, how we've been conned to go, we need that coffee in the morning to get us up and get us going in the morning, right?
Yeah.
We need that coffee to stimulate our day, right? When the reality is, like you said, is that it's the worst thing you should do. The coffee and the first thing, two of the worst things you should do in the morning: have a fag, have a smoke.
Oh my God! Yeah.
With a coffee.
Wow. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it just shows you how we've been conditioned that I need my coffee, in the morning to get myself going. The reality is that your kidneys and liver are going, please don't drink that. Please, oh shit, you've drank it. Crap, here we go again, right? In the cycle. Yeah. So, all right. So Catherine's asked, what foods are great for kidney health?
Hi, Catherine. Look, like any organ in the body, there's no specific foods that we're driving towards kidney health. And I mean, unless you've got certain kidney health problems, then that's a different avenue that we can go off into there. But look, keep it clean, keep it whole, keep it organic, unprocessed, raw as possible as well. So anything with vibrancy, anything that you look at, food should have color. When you look at eating food and food is on your plate, it should feel good when you're looking at it, because it's alive and it's filled with color. So that resonates with the body and how it actually wants to be fed as well for energy and nutrients. Yeah.
Hey, Sharon. So what foods will help with inflammation? So probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Look, first of all, with inflammation, I definitely recommend, the hydration straight away. As soon as you wake up, guys, 500 mils of lemon water. Okay. And like, not just a little squeeze of lemon, get in there and do it properly. All right. At least one lemon. All right. And off you go. And for all the people that are having trouble drinking water, if you start this process first thing in the morning, your liver's going to love you, all right? And that needs the most love out of every organ in our body. And then the next, look, there's a big, I'm sure some of you are aware of it, the medical medium, Anthony Williams. He has a celery juice thing going on at the moment. So he's very right in saying that.
I can't drink that. I can't drink it.
Well, that's interesting that you can't drink that, because what that actually means, people that can't drink celery, that means the more horrible it actually tastes means the more toxic their liver is. So that might be something for you to revisit and try again. And it actually does, the taste for people, the taste does get better. But
it tastes like ayahuasca. As bad as ayahuasca? Is it as bad as ayahuasca?
Nothing's as bad as ayahuasca. No.
That's strange. Look, I mean, Yeah, celery juice. Vanessa does it all the time. She
Yeah.
has a celery juice in the morning, and I look at it and go, oh, it's just,
Yeah.
I just, I don't know, it's just me.
Well,
Yeah,
if you can, yeah. So with the celery juice guy, awesome. All right, it's going to start to take inflammation down straight away. I've actually worked with celery juice for 15 years now. Okay, and I first came across it through actually another medical medium in America 15 years ago. So I've worked a lot with medical mediums, and it's a very incredible way to work with the human body, of which obviously I have a gift myself, and it leads into a lot of how I can be quite accurate in working with people and their diagnoses as well. So yeah.
Probably let's go on to fasting and ketosis, because I had someone ask us about the other days, what is ketosis and should I fast? How often should I fast in a month? Is it healthy? What should I do? So do you recommend stuff like that?
Fasting has its place, okay, and whether 1, 3, 10-day fasting, but guys, just because you're reading it on the internet and it seems to be popular, it doesn't fit everybody. All right, everyone's very different. Now, there's a lot of people that have got a lot of underlying issues, and I'll go straight into this about the liver and heavy metals and viruses, and their bodies are already sick. So if you're going to go in and smash yourself and do a juice fast, this is going to cause the body to react, have a count in the opposite way. So you can gradually do that, absolutely. But if you're going to do anything more than probably a 1-day fast without professional guidance and help, I would highly recommend that you work with a professional for this as well, and not go online and do your own work. It's a no. So yeah, it does work, Greg, absolutely. But I believe people have to have a reasonably solid foundation, because this goes into the area once again of quick fixes. Okay.
Yes.
Oh my God, let's just do the juice fast. I'm like, no, let's not just do that. Get an understanding of your body.
I get really shitty. Hey, Samir. Samir's has got a big secret coming with me and him. We've yet to be announced of a big podcast coming our way between Samir and I. But anyway, I get a bit funny when people say, "Oh, I'm replacing 2 meals a day with shakes, with protein shakes," and I just bang my head against a wall when people say that. Yes. Tell us about that kind of thing.
Sorry, what was that, Greg?
Replacing meals with shakes
No, it's not how we're designed. We're not designed to do, learn to eat properly, learn to chew your food, learn to connect with your body, learn what nutrients are right for you, learn what our bodies are incredible. Yeah, let's tap into that. All right, let's not go against it and try and take that all the time and see and like drink the shake, So once you do have a good foundation and it's solid and it's strong and you're reasonably healthy, then there are other things that you can do on top of that. So without a doubt, but no, I don't recommend that.
Yes, good. And we'll probably get yelled down for that. Like here's I want to say plain and simple. If you're on a juice diet without real good medical reasons, or if you're just using shakes and protein shakes to replace meals, you need to have your head read. You got the wrong information. You're not doing the right thing, and it's a quick fix scheme. And
totally. And what your body's going to do when you get off all those shakes, guys, you'll have a certain amount of time where you've achieved your results. But if you haven't learnt how to look after your body and connect to yourself, it's going to go in the opposite direction, like a train smash, an absolute train smash. Yeah.
And worse health afterwards. Julia's a good friend of mine. She's actually my partner in my hypnotherapy group. Too much calcium is not good for the heart and arteries. Comments.
Look, I'll answer that question by coming in with these supplements in general, Julia, and people, there's a lot of supplements out there. People are taking supplements to relieve the symptoms, okay, but they're not, once again, going underneath and seeing what the root cause of the actual our health is. And so too much calcium not good for the heart. It's like many things are not good for the heart if they're taken too much of. All right, and we got to then look at the supplements we're taking. Where are they from as well? So many supplements are filled with chemicals and fillers, and they absolute disaster. With our livers are already absolutely full and they're not coping already. So when we go and take supplements on an already inflamed body, then they're not going to absorb anyway. So it's just another load on the liver. So before, and this is my advice to anyone and how I treat as well, I try and get the body back to a state of homeostasis by using food, herbs, and education around that. There is a baseline of supplements that we can use, all right? But supplements don't fix problems.
No, they don't. It's funny how it gets peddled by major corporations or just to, take this and it fixes it, or take this and it'll make you feel better. And they're just Band-Aid solutions to the underlying. And a lot of people, unfortunately, they just don't want to look at what the underlying issue is as to why am I eating so much? Why am I overweight? Once you have that hard conversation with yourself and go, right, I'm going to get real about this. I've tried before, I failed, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to get real about this weight issue. And it's once you get honest with yourself,
yes,
and you go, right, I'm going to get real about this and go into the why I'm eating and get the support, because the biggest sabotage or saboteurs I find, if someone's trying to do it alone and their family doesn't back them up, they will sabotage that person till the cows come home. And so when you're doing weight loss, if you've got a family, it's all in. Everyone's got to support you. But I also find it's that people kind of say, well, I don't know where I heard this from. I'm not too sure where I heard this. It might have been a podcast that Lawrence Akers did. I'm not too sure. I'll have to check with Lawrence. Is that people focus on putting the food in their mouth. They go, I'm eating this. But they haven't focused on the 10 steps to before that they got in the car, went to the supermarket, went down the aisle, bought the chips, paid for it at the supermarket, came home, put it in the cupboard, and then realized the fact that I ate them. But they didn't realize the fact that they could have stopped that 10 steps ago when they were going to the supermarket, not purchasing this stuff, right? So it's we do a lot of things unconsciously as well too. So when I was speaking the other week about eating habits, I find people stuff their food down their face. They eat too quickly. They don't take a space. Like you're saying, that people are dehydrated before then. And a good friend of mine, Craig Harper, told me this. He goes, "You're actually thirsty, not hungry, most of the time. Is your body's yearning water most of the time, not food. You're actually thirsty most of the time, because most people." And the good way to test that is when you pee, what color is your urine? Is it yellow? Well, you're not drinking enough water.
Well, a simple test right here now is if you push an area of your body, if that doesn't come back straight back within 1 second, you're dehydrated. You're severely dehydrated. Absolutely. Yep. Yes. Yeah.
Yep. How much is a problem is alcohol?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Wow. It's a big problem. It really is. And, I straight away I go stress alcohol. And this is what people are using. Obviously, it's just like they're indulging, and alcohol is, wow, it's toxic. It's toxic, and it will inflame your body, and it will cause you to become sick. Everything within moderation, of course. I have occasionally a glass of wine myself. However, I have my body in a balanced state. I know when I can have that glass of wine, and I know when I'm doing that in the right manner. However, It's not every night I'm so stressed out, I'm smashing a bottle of wine. I'm doing other things if I'm stressed out to be able to bring my stress levels down, to be able to ground myself and be kind to my body.
Yeah, and that's when we talk about calories in drinks. That's one other thing, Link. I'll sit there and I'll have a chat to the person. Oh, what are you drinking this week? Oh, I'm having vodka and diet whatever, right? Because vodka's got no calories in it, and diet soda's got no calories in it, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is how clever some people are get round calories, right? They'll actually have vodka and a diet drink because it's got 0 calories in it, right? So and my thing is that drinking soft drink and people go, I'm drinking Diet Coke or I'm drinking Diet Pepsi is the most worst thing you can do.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Because that diet drink is actually making you hungrier.
Well, it's making you hungrier. It's making you fatter. It's making your body sicker. It's disconnecting all your emotions from your brain. It's just not a. It's like if you go down a board, it's cross, 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 cross. It's just no win situation, and the long term result of that is just the body will break down eventually. There is no way. It does happen, and anyone who thinks they're going to escape that, well, sorry, I'll be the bearer of bad news. It is, you will wake up one day, and I get this all the time. People ring and they're like, "Oh, I've got gut issues," or "I've got this," and then I'm like, "How long have you had this?" "Well, I just the last 6 months." Like, well, did you actually know that took 10 to 15 years to manifest in your body? Like, no.
Yeah, and then trying to revolve it with
the whole of your life, with
a tablet. I mean, Western culture has died, or the way that they eat is so out of whack. It's so bad, and so just again back to the general thing. What would you suggest? Get up in the morning. What would you eat? What would you eat for breakfast? As a general, no, just a general. So, if I was to get up tomorrow and go, okay, I'm gonna start doing something. I'm gonna start to eat healthily, not thinking about diets or anything like that. I'm gonna start to eat better. What would you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Well, that's a good thing as well, because a lot of people don't have breakfast. They'll go straight into coffee and they're like, boom, they're done to 11 o'clock and midday. Oh, that's you, isn't it, Greg? Even water, the celery juice to start with. Myself, depends how I'm feeling. Sometimes I'll have a superfood bowl for breakfast, all right, and it's a mountain of vegetables and avocado, and sometimes, but other times I'll have a nutritious, depends where my body's sitting and how I'm feeling, what energy output I have to have, and a bowl of a nutritious oats with nuts and seeds and beautiful organic supplements in with that as well. So it depends entirely.
I was going to say eggs. So I could eat eggs 7 days a week, right, for breakfast. That'd be, and people kind of go, well, that's just unhealthy. You can't eat eggs 7 days a week. Not that I would anyway, but there's so much misinformation out there, and even now there are people coming out and saying, "Oh, a glass of red per night's actually good for your heart." Well, it's fucking not, right? So don't, the BS in that kind of shit, right? Eggs.
Eggs. Look, most people love eggs, all right? Anybody that has any serious gut issues with that is actually the underlying root cause of that is sort of normally headed towards the liver and heavy metals, but viruses, all right? If your body's carrying viruses, most people are any form of viruses, eggs will feed the viruses. They will cause more inflammation in your body, okay? So example, I'm going to use Epstein-Barr virus, cold sore virus, okay? People will generally get a flare-up if they indulge in eggs too often, all right?
Oh, so I didn't know that.
Any form of the herpes virus under that umbrella. Absolutely. Stay away from eggs if you're any of those people. Yeah.
I have no idea. I'd learned something new tonight. I had no idea that if you have the cold sore virus, if you have too much eggs, it will actually make it break out.
Are you there?
Yeah.
You're back. I lost you on. You didn't know that about eggs.
Didn't know that. It's weird. Wow,
Huge.
I love eggs. Yeah.
It's huge. So anyone that's having massive problems, cut the eggs, guys. It's like, give your nervous system a little bit of a break there, and it'll help with the inflammation. It will start to bring it down actually as well, especially if you're eating eggs every day. And if you are and you like eggs, go organic, 100%.
Yep.
Just do not go into that caged or either free range. It's like, do organic.
Andrew's asked about carbonated water. Is that okay?
Carbonated water is not as hydrating as still water. So if you feel the need to drink carbonated water, if it's one of your favorites, was San Pellegrino do the best high mineral the carbonated water. So, but rule over thumb, I tell my clients 3/4 of your water should be still water, and then on top of that, then you want to do carbonated, go for a really good quality carbonated.
Yep. Dairy. No, dairy, yes, dairy, no.
Dairy is one of the first things I'll cut out for people. Look, it's a high inflammatory. It smashes your inflammation. It really does. And look, I mean, if you're living on a farm, you've got an amazing source of organic dairy, then that may be different. But even so, if you do have that source, it's one of the first things about elimination to take down inflammation. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, Pete Evans is now on the nose, so you might be able to just slot straight into his position. You know,
who's that?
Pete Evans. You know, now he's not published by anybody. They're looking for new people, so you can probably slot straight into Pete's role. Yogurt. So yogurt would be the same thing, Lian. Yogurt would be the same problem.
Yogurt is look, if you're a yogurt lover, they do have alternatives to that. There's dairy-free coconut yogurt. Absolutely, you can
That's
substitute
really nice.
well. But look at the sugar content, guys, as well, and look at the source. Is it organic once again, or is it highly processed and filled with crap?
With all this your information you're giving about the education about foods and stuff, I'm actually, when someone starts with you, they could actually really transform their health in a matter of like a number of very short weeks as well too. I mean, we talk about not trying to lose a lot of weight, but once you get your liver functioning properly and your kidneys, is that why people can't lose weight when they're going, I don't eat a lot, is because their organs aren't working well? Is that some of the reason why they won't lose weight as well?
Because their kidneys aren't working well? Their
kidneys and liver aren't working very well. So if you've got people who are going, I don't eat a lot, I don't eat much, I can't lose weight, is it because also the fact is that their organs they're just being smashed?
It's the liver. Yeah. It's not the kidneys. It's always the liver, guys. Your livers are backed up. They're filled with heavy metals. They're tired. They're challenged so much. So you need to get in and look after that liver. That's what's going on there. So it's not the kidneys. The liver's just, the poor liver gets smashed.
So the first thing you would do is probably do a liver cleanse on people.
Yes, I do. That's absolutely, and that's the first thing we start to work towards. But to do that, we need to start to take the inflammation down for the body, all right? And then, and that's a process. Like, there's so many things out there, like liver cleansers. Once again, walk into the chemist and buy a 14-day liver cleanse. You'll be sick. You'll be really sick, and you're going to cause more problems because, once again, that's a quick fix. It's not a quick fix going in and treating your liver properly.
No. That's why we say weight loss.
It's minimum 30 days, Greg. It's a good foundation. It really is.
And this is why these quick fix weight loss things never work for people, is because they don't understand the biometrics of how their body works, the mindset behind this. They've just been giving just calorie count, and you can do your Weight Watchers kind of thing where they've got no clue what they're doing. Abby, I used to work with Abby. Probiotic drinks.
Yeah. Absolutely have their place as well. But once again, look at the source. A lot of them have sugar in them. A lot of them are processed as well. Be very particular, but be very aware as well that you're not just having a probiotic drink. That can work against people as well, depending on the health conditions. As if they've got a really inflamed gut, too, because the inflammation is so great that can cause more inflammation. All right, so once again, that can be treating symptomatically, depends on the particular person and what their actual problem is. But in general, as a balance, like everything, if we occasionally introduce these things, just look at the source and where it's from. Guys, start looking at labels. Read the labels. Yeah, just on the back, the small print that I really can't hardly read anymore because my eyes. I'm like, it's like there's a lot in that. There really is. So, and because
Yakult has mostly sugar. Mostly sugar.
Not. Yakult is one of the worst. Absolutely toxic. It really is. That will cause more gut problems.
That's the thing. You don't know. This is what marketing.
That was my point. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. My next point is what looks great on the front of the label, go to the back of the label, okay? And you'll start to get used to certain words that they actually use for marketing points and what we're actually putting into our bodies. Anything with a number, any word, preservative, any word. Look at the numbers. The numbers are the big giveaway.
It's got a number, don't need it, pretty much. Kombucha. Anthea. Hello, Anthea. Anthea, I go way back. Kombucha.
Yeah, totally. Yes, you can have one that's sort of, I put that in the category of probiotic drink, obviously. Yeah, some great kombuchas out there. And once again, Anthea, if you have a balanced diet with and along with that, okay, that you're not just having kombucha because I'm just having that for my gut, but there's got to have everything in place to be able to have that as well. But absolutely, definitely way better than having Coca-Cola, Diet Coke or anything, for sure.
Yeah. So again, guys, just keep throwing your questions at Lian because she's a wealth of knowledge. If you got any questions, just throw them at her. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I've had people saying, "Oh, Greg, can you just hypnotize me to give up sugar, or can you just hypnotize me to stop eating?" No, it doesn't work that way. And that goes back to the quick fix again. Is that you're using a Band-Aid to try and fix a problem that's a festering sore, right? It's people have this. I don't want to do the work, but if you do this to me, I will stop eating, and that's a common thing. Like people these days just don't want to put the hard work in and go, this is a lifetime thing. And again, it doesn't have to be hard work. It's just you shouldn't be eating some of this stuff, but it's that. I don't want to look at the mindset. I don't want to actually do what I need to do to actually address this issue. Can you just take this away from me? And that's sometimes you get a bit upset by the state of the way society is about. Can I have this pill to try and fix this? So it's once you get the hang of doing this, your life is you've got all the energy in the world. Your liver gets back to functioning what it should be doing. It's doing a really good job, and weight is very, very easy to be manageable in that way. So, hey Carissa, everything has a number. Oh, I was going to Louise first. Louise, anything about gallstones? What would you do if someone's got gallstones?
Oh, okay. Louise, gallstones, liver, Louise. So it's very unhappy liver you've got there. If you've been diagnosed with gallstones, or that's a case study in itself of because taking back control and trying to get your body state of homeostasis. So anything that's coming up like that it's a very unhappy, out of whack body. All right, and that's a great thing. Our body talks to us with symptoms like gallstones as well. So it will take some work to get in there and absolutely try and get your body healthy to be able to eliminate the gallstones as well. So that helps.
I'm sure people would be shocked with how much you're referring to the liver here? And I'm
well, they don't know it. This is just so much. This is, I mean, for a lot of people, this is very new because when they come out and get a diagnosis, doctors aren't talking about the liver. You know, it's been something that's sort of came into my radar. I've been doing this for 25 years now, and obviously everything evolves, and it's always trying to find the best way and the evolution of where health is going, Greg. And liver's massive. And of course, if we think about it and the world that we live in and what we're absolutely exposed to from the day we're born, all right, and includes our living environments and all our everything we use from day to day. It's not just food, it's what's in our homes as well, the toxins, what are we exposed to, what cleaners are using, shampoos, toothpaste, air fresheners, you know, what's coming out your air conditioner, everything. It's like, yeah.
This is a bit of a curly one for Carissa, so thanks, Carissa. The color yellow, and what can it do to our tummies? So, was it used? Is it used in thickeners, or what? You know, yellow food preservative. What? Do you know anything about that?
I mean, there's many different colors, preservatives. Is there anything in particular, Carissa, that you're referring to?
Just type it in, Carissa, to see if you've got more to clarify. Is yellow what used in thickeners? I'm not too sure about. I don't know.
Yeah, because everything's used in thickeners. Every color. There's many different things disguised in our foods now. They're pumped, filled with colors. It's like everything. I mean, from right down to fish, even I know I'm thinking straight away, lemons, or everything has preservatives and color fillers and everything pumped into it. So
yeah.
Okay.
Marianne, no gallbladder, having digestive issues. Any tips or supplements for her with no gallbladder?
Look, that's a big one straight away. Yeah, specifically that's a bit of a case study going on there. Look, absolutely, there's things that we can do to help you with that once the gallbladder has been taken out. So we work with what we've got, and the biggest thing for you is to get the inflammation down, okay, and then your body to get into a state of homeostasis where it can thrive to the best of its ability without the gallbladder. Yeah, but if anyone has gallbladder problems and they're recommended to take out the galls, all of that, definitely it's something that, now that we're getting more knowledge, that you probably turn and walk away from, because there are answers without removing these things now, right? Chopping up the body and just taking it out, okay? It's a very old school paradigm of how we, medically, how we treat the body.
Cut things out.
Out. That'll fix it.
Right. Michael Dino, my good friend, my Star Wars buddy in crime. Gastric reflux. What would be causing that, and what can help with that?
Gastric reflux, yeah, that's a big one, obviously. And you've probably been already maybe taking the antacids and everything like that. So they're only going to cause more problems. They may relieve a little bit of the reflux, but people think it's from too much acid. Too much acid is lack of hydrochloric acid in the gut. Okay, once again, liver. All right, this is where it's all coming from as well. There's the heavy metals, underlying viruses from the liver. All right, are causing that too. So, and what that actually means with acid reflux is your whole digestive system, from basically your mouth right down to your anus, is backed up. It is unhappy, yeah? So we certainly need to get and address that on many different levels to take that away.
So what will you do for Dino? Because Dino's a good friend of mine, and I'm going to, probably keep him to this, right? Or a little project for myself. What would you, just for him, what would you do for him? Start. So I'm
get a lemon water, as I recommended before, first thing in the morning, and then after lemon water, some celery juice, 300 mils of celery juice, freshly squeezed, on top of that. Okay. Another thing that's coming up for you, which is actually very strong, is thyme, the fresh herb thyme. Dino, so get some thyme and put it in some water, okay, and drink that throughout your day. All right, for you, that's in particular, that's actually really going to help your acid reflux.
And then do a liver detox.
And we need to look at that liver.
Probably. You've got a course, haven't you? You do have a course that people can get. Like, you got an online course, haven't you?
I do. Yeah, I do. I have basic gut health courses, and obviously for the more the bigger the issue, the bigger the case study becomes, Greg, and it's not a bit of coaching around that and having to really get into actually people's individual case studies, because no two people heal the same, as you're very much aware on any level. So it's really getting in and doing the work on all the levels to be able to heal effectively, and to be able to, it's like giving everybody a suitcase of tools, a holistic wellness suitcase, so then you can use it for the rest of your life. It's an education.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I mean, people buy the books about liver detox, and they buy the books, but I'm not too sure, like you're saying, is to have someone sit down with you and go through individually with where you've come from, what you've been eating, doing a full, sit down with somebody to holistically go over the whole lot, and then talk about what foods you should eat for that liver detox. Because it is a bit of a, it's going to approach. I'm just going to buy a liver detox book and follow it, and it may help in some ways, but that's why I was asking you, we'll put your stuff in after the end of it about how to get in contact with you, and we've got some news at the end of this about what we're going to do. But yes, Nadine, what would you take? What's good to take for bloating? Your sister's good. She's really good at this stuff. She can come at any time.
Bloating, celery, lemon water and celery juice. Once again, guys, that's like anyone that's suffering from all these problems, within a week, you even with it before that, you will be feeling probably 100 times better than what you're actually feeling. It is actually works that fast. So, but don't follow that up with a coffee.
I was going to say, don't do a coffee, because that's Melbourne. I'm in Melbourne, right? We are the coffee capital of the world, right? And that's a big thing for somebody, and to come off the coffee is a massive thing, right? Because if you say that in Melbourne, don't come to Melbourne, Lian, because they'll literally lynch mob you. They will. You won't be allowed in. Dan Andrew will say, "Oh, you're that Lian Monley. Don't come in. You're not allowed here," right? So. Jeff Buckley. Hello, Jeff. I did, yes. Jeff knows to work. Everyone knows to work with. IBS and help with that, and there's a link to preservatives. So, hello, Jeffrey. Let's just say the Tigers won the grand final again this year, mate. So, say hello to your brother, Andrew. You should be a happy man. Anyway, IBS and preservatives, or just how to help with IBS in general.
IBS, once again, look, severe inflammation. And Jeff, I'm imagining that you've been on a hamster wheel of diagnoses, and it may have been prescribed steroids and antibiotics and things like that, depending on how severe that's actually been for you. But once again, going back to the basics of, has anybody actually asked you what your whole routine is like, how you eat, move, drink, sleep, what are your stress levels like, what is the whole picture and jigsaw puzzle of your actual lifestyle look like? So to be able to get IBS treated, once again, we're going to go in and address all those things, and we're going in for the liver, heavy metals, viruses as well. All right, that's underlying for IBS, 100%.
So you do a full sit down with him and just go, okay,
the whole overhaul. It's like taking your car in for a service. Yeah, it's like
I think with Jeff, it
really is. Yeah, it's really
he's been through the service station a number of times, young Jeffrey, the poor guy. So there'd be probably just maybe just reach out.
Yeah,
I mean, these guys. These guys. I mean, again, these guys can just reach out to you and just you can book a session. Lee Cads, is a portion of serotonin produced in the gut?
Absolutely.
Yes.
75% minimum. Yeah. Your gut is your brain. Your gut really is. It's just like if you're not looking after your gut, you're going to, if you're exposed to depression or any form of problems, you'll definitely be running into some form of depression if you're not looking after your gut health and your health in general. Is just, and anyone that's escaped that maybe earlier on in life, you will probably start running into those problems because it struggles. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny the link between good comment there, Cads. Is the link between serotonin and the gut and how that regulates your mood. That's why you eat shit. Yeah, not you yourself, Lee, but that's what people do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It just adjusts everything. It really, everything in your body that's work effectively and feel good and anything like that. It'll just put it. If there was a dial, it's like write down.
Yeah.
It dulls everything.
James, you asked what foods, liquids are heavy metals coming from? Pretty much everything.
Everything. Yeah, everything. That's that we live, we breathe, we eat, we surround ourselves with. Everything, guys. Yeah, everything.
You said that bad foods taste the best. That's back in my comment before. Is the Pringles thing? Is that was genetically, or not genetically, chemically made in a laboratory.
Yeah.
To make you salivate when you talk about Pringles, right?
Yes.
It's triggered to make your brain salivate, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's if you can actually, if there's a trick, right? If you got some Pringles at home, set fire to them, light them up, right? They will light. And that's how bad they are. Is if you get a lighter and you get some Pringles and you light it, they will set fire, right? Now you're putting that shit in your body.
But they only taste good now, Greg, because that's the shit that you're feeding your body, right? So once you are detoxed and your body's in a state of a balanced state, a healthier state, you're not going to crave that shit. You're not, all right?
Yeah.
Your body will love the healthy food. That's the thing. People are like, oh, I hate that food. I want to eat that. It's like, once your body is detoxified from all these chemicals and toxins, they're like, they're little grubs that keep trying to pull you back in again, then you are not going to you won't desire them. But the moment you start eating them, they'll pull you back in again. That's how strong those chemicals and preservatives actually are.
Yeah, and that's the mindset stuff. So when I do with the clients, we do the visualizations, we do the whole visualize your desired state and who you are and what you eat. Because again, we go back, the brain doesn't know the past, present, or future. The brain doesn't know the difference between imagined or real, right? So we get you to visualize as being that person. And the same thing with smoking, right? Is that people don't realize that. We did an interview with Mark the other day, who's in my men's group, and we said to him, "Mate, did you have any detox about cigarettes?" He went, "No, I had no detox issues with the cigarettes. He didn't have anything at all because his body was already going, I don't need this. I don't need it all, because his mindset was already there as to I'm a non-smoker, and it was when I don't have those cravings anymore, right? So you are right. Once your body doesn't crave them anymore, and you have that mindset about this is my status of who I am and what I need to. This is my state of being. Then you don't crave those things, right? So,
Same
yeah, it is.
it is totally. It is. Yeah.
Here's your sister again, Nadine. All right. So, what's the best food to make your skin glow?
What's the best foods to make? Fresh food, organic fresh food, fresh produce, raw produce, anything that's fresh, anything that has color, that's alive. That's what's good for your food or for your skin. Sorry, Nads.
Hey, what's ketosis? I think about that. What is that? When people say they're on a ketosis diet, they're doing ketosis. That's the fad word at the moment. I'm on
Yeah, I know. It's just
diet.
another diet, and their body. It's like, high levels of fat is ketosis diets, high levels of fat. So that can be working not well at all. It may do. I put it in the same category as the Atkins diet, going right back into the Atkins diet. So, and it's a very old train of thought. This, high fat, high protein kind of thing. It's just, once again, diet. People will get results. Some. It once again depends entirely on the body, but people are normally going into a ketosis diet because they're wanting to get a quick fix once again, right? It's not, ketosis diets are not teaching you how to eat properly as well.
Cool. All right. So Abby, now I saw Abby. This is a comment from him, saved one watching on Facebook, and Abby's a really good bloke. He used to work with me at Alpha West. He lost 45 kilos. He was looking awesome over a 2-year period with a balanced diet and exercise, but now he's put back 15 kilos in 12 months.
Yeah.
Having changed much with his diet and exercise. Will the body used to become weight loss and then start putting it back on to compensate with the weight loss? You were looking really good, mate. You were looking fantastic, right? And I would say that you actually probably you've had to put a little bit more weight back on, but not 15 kilos, mate. The body shouldn't be used to weight loss. That shouldn't be used to that, right? So the body should never be in a state of, I'm going to lose weight, It's a period of time to readjust yourself to get you to your ideal weight and your ideal water intake, and get your kidneys and liver functioning right, and your gut functioning, your bacteria in your gut functioning right. You shouldn't be in this whole state of continually trying to lose weight. This is why you'll yo-yo quite often. But I'd say, Abby, for you to be sitting down with you and going, mate, what are the foods you're eating, and because you shouldn't be putting 15 kilos back on if you're eating the same foods.
This is the liver, Greg. This is the liver. This is how powerful the liver is. All right, so you'll be able to pull all that weight off. And then because of the toxic load in the liver of once again, the heavy metals, and it's still there, all right? So the body will have the reaction to losing all that weight. But then after that, it's like, well, we've still got this download of all these heavy metals and viruses here. So now what do? We don't know what to do. We're tired. We can't function anymore. I'm a liver, I've already taken a big enough bashing. So then the body will start to put on weight on, like Abby, you're experiencing. Absolutely. Yeah. You've got to change it up. You've got to change it up at that stage.
So Abby, my question to you would be, mate, is who did you see for losing your weight? Was it professional? Did you focus on the liver and the heavy metals and the toxicity in your liver, and that? So probably just to reassess where you're at, probably. So
it is, exactly, reassessment of with the right guidance, your body's gone through a lot of stress and losing that amount of weight, Abby, and such. I look at that, it's a lot of weight over a reasonable amount of time, but still there's a lot of stresses going on there, little red flags of stress for the body. That's all that is, Abby, for the weight coming back on. Yep.
Let's talk about meats, because
okay.
I'm partial vegetarian because my kids just don't eat meat. It's just I don't know why, they just don't eat it. People who are eating too much red meat, what is enough? Should you not just go vegetarian? Fish, chicken, pork. It's up to. I know there are certain things about. We're not getting into the whole animal cruelty stuff here. This is not we're not involved in. It's a whole generic discussion. So please don't go have a go at me if you're from. Okay, right. So I'm not going to answer any questions about that. But there are people in here who do eat meat. right? So
Yeah, look, everything, once again, it's a balance, but look at where your meat's coming from. That's what I would recommend if you want to be a meat eater and not over indulging in meat. Get organic meat. Look at the source. All right, it is toxic if it's not organic. The amount of shit in non-organic meat is just horrific. All right, but if you feel like you need to eat a bit of meat and everything else is going on well, go for it, guys. Digestive enzymes are very good if you feel like you're eating meat as well. It helps with the digestive tract and the enzymes to help break the meat down as well.
Yep. Because you've got grain-fed versus grass-fed, all that kind of stuff. We're lucky. I'm lucky where I live in Beaconsfield that we've got more than enough organic butchers around. It's just some people just don't have that access. I know a lot of places like even Coles and Woolies now are starting to stock organic stuff. I'm not sure how it is, but I personally find, and I know before I do my ceremonies, I struggle. Michael knows this. I get to like day 3, day 4, and I've done vegetarian. I'll start getting lightheaded, like really lightheaded.
Because you can't have meat.
Well, I usually cut out meat before I do a ceremony, right?
Yeah, of course, right.
The week prior, and I get to day 3 or 4, and I'll be like, I'm getting very, very lightheaded here. I need to have some chicken or something, right? Just to, and as soon as I have some protein, I'm okay. But I find that I actually get, I can't, not like I probably could, but I guess you get really, lightheaded if I don't have the protein.
Well, I mean, metabolically speaking, that's another way I work with my clients through metabolic typing, all right, food types, but I won't go into that. But, metabolically speaking, Greg, if someone's quite dominant protein like that, where they do get lightheaded, you fit into the category of a protein type with metabolic typing. You're like the hunter and gatherers. You need that meat is like to survive. So that's how your body works. It's a protein type, right?
Yeah.
So that's why.
So does that come into it? Like body type, does that come into it as well too? About what body type you've got, because understanding what body type you are.
A lot of things, metabolic typing. So you fit into all. You're a carbohydrate type, or you're a protein type, or you're mixed type, all right? And our bodies are genetically driven towards one or the other that fit into those 3 categories. So our foods are then divided up into that, like in a plate of the protein, carbs, or mixed type. So I'm a protein type. I can't eat, like I'm very bad on a juice diet. That doesn't work with my body, okay? But a carbohydrate type would work well with a juice cleanse, for example, all right? But
so how do you find out? How do you find out what metabolic type you are?
I'm trained doing the metabolic typing, so you can go online looking at that, but it's a very effective way. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I look 2 things tonight. There we go. Dino's he loves his vegetables, but mostly in a raw form. Is raw vegetables better than cooked? Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a straight just yes. Although I love roast potatoes.
Roast potatoes are fine. They're good. Like that old school paradigm as well. Can't eat potatoes. Can't eat under the ground vegetables. Root vegetables are bad for you. You're going to put weight on. They're full of starch. No, people. That's a very old paradigm as well. So eat.
It's all the misinformation.
You can't eat fruit. It feeds candida. Fruit's anti-fruit. That's another trend that passed us by, and still some people are, hooked into that system. Fruit is one of the most healing things that you can actually eat.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that shits me, right? Is that this whole stuff comes out with, fruits are bad, you're fructose intolerant, you've done this, you can't do this, you don't eat potatoes because you're starch and all that kind of stuff, right? It's just so confusing for people. This is why people are like confused as to what that's why they go to Weight Watchers, because it's like, I'll go and get all these microwave meals for myself so I can actually just as shit.
Totally, absolutely.
So Carissa, follow up body type. Reach out to Lian, all right? Book a session with her, all right? So, Abby. There was no medical consultation. Let's just join a weight loss program, which recommended diet followed by measuring micro. Okay. 4 liters of water consumed. That's probably too much, mate. 4 liters.
Yeah.
That's probably not something I would recommend.
Mm.
But you probably just need to get someone. Yeah, Ab, reach out, have a chat to Lian, and she could probably do something that's going to look at that liver stuff for you. So, he's so over the crap we're conditioned to believe. I'm ready to watch this. Oh yes, wait till you get in the rabbit hole, my friend. Yeah, so we could probably talk about this for a long time. But here is the thing, right? So you don't do this very often, and I've begged you to do this, right? Because you've got your own clients, you've got your people overseas to deal with, you've got all those freaky A-list Hollywood people you deal with who are just nut jobs and who are highly, demanding on you. But you have graciously offered to do a 30-day weight loss. I hate the word weight loss challenge. Let's do a 30-day something. We'll come up with some kind of name.
I don't like that either, mate.
We'll come with a different name. We're going to do a 30-day 30-day something with you. We're going to have it limited to 20 people, and we're going to do it over a month. So 30 days to get everyone kickstarted on getting their body in alignment to be able to have a healthy body, healthy mindset, healthy organs, kidney, liver, gut, brain, they're all connected, and teach people the right things. So the idea is that, yes, Kerry, 30 days to get back to basics. We're going to give you pretty much everything to do that you need to do to continue your life going forward throughout the whole year without much interaction. So it's a 30-day, 30-day lifestyle change, Joe. We'll see what happens. So we're going to do a 30-day challenge starting very, very soon. It will be a limited to 20 people only, 20 people who are committed to actually wanting to change their life for good without the yo-yo diets, without the up, down, backwards, forwards, to be able to have all this education, to have some stuff that's individually. That's why it's 20 people, to have some stuff where we talk to you individually about this stuff, to get you kickstarted on having the proper weight loss management program to get your body functioning properly through the gut, through the food intake, through the education, through your mindset as well too, to get that all sorted for you so you can be set up for the rest of your life about what you need to do, right? So we'll put that on this next couple of days once we think of a name for it. We'll probably start late January, just to do it. Our schedules are quite busy, and it'll be, I think it's $500 for the month. And that's the best $500 you'll ever spend in your life, because, to have a session with you for 1 hour is like, I don't know, it's around that kind of price point, right? So you're getting not only Lian, you're getting myself to help with the mindset. So you're getting both of us for a month, $500. And it's a private thing. It's for people who want to really smash stuff out in that period of 30 days to change their life, change their lifestyle, set themselves up for success, have the education, have the mindset, to have support, and to be able to break through what you've been struggling with previously. It could be cleansing, Fiona, not too sure, but we're going to put it out there. But we are going to cap it at 20 people because we can't see probably more than that, right? So the idea is just to help people, and we'll still do things like this between Lian and myself. We'll still do this quite often to be able to educate people about how to do weight loss, because it is something that's the Western culture, the Western world. There's so much obesity, there's so much education that's wrong. There's so many things that people don't know about getting their body into alignment, and we're about sharing information. So if you can't join us on that journey, then we're welcome to joining us in other lives or podcasts like this, right? So Lian, so that's that. Thank you for offering to do that, because that's getting in to see you is not easy. Getting to work with you was even harder itself. Right, and because you're bumping Liam Hemsworth off. I don't know if you don't work with Liam, but you're bumping some people off, right? And one day you and I will share that story about Mariah Carey, and she is.
That's a good one. Oh,
Rightio. I would not want to work with that lady, but you did, so good luck.
very cool. Very cool. People work with anyone. It was like, wow.
If you can work with Mariah Carey, you can work with anybody pretty much. Look at James Pack. He hasn't come back from that, right? He's still in therapy from living with her. So you've got, Lian for 30 days. You've got me for 30 days. You'll have a weekly Zoom call, and you'll have access to the Facebook group. You'll have individual program, and we'll sit with you and go through that. And it's the best $500 you'll ever spend in your life, really. So we're going to offer that to people. So just either Facebook me, message me, reach out for my website, whether it's email me at info@gregrowley.com.au, or Lian, what's your details?
LianMonley.com.
Right, so go there, but either reach out to us on Facebook is probably the easiest way, just to say, hey, I'm interested in joining in 30 days, because you get all this education plus more, and be able to work with you to finally break through those barriers as to why you've struggled to lose weight, or things are put back on and back off, and that's a great thing. But outside of all of that, we just thank you for sharing your time, and thank you for sharing some of the education tonight as to some of those things, because I know it's hard because it's individual per person. It's very individualized as to what. There's no real generic thing that say this works for everybody. It is an individual thing. So appreciate I appreciate trying to answer questions generically as you can, but really appreciate you putting the offer out there to help everybody out. So guys, really appreciate you being on this podcast tonight. This live, it's my second one. I mean, it seems to be going okay so far. Lian, thank you for being part of this, and thank you for offering up that service for the 30-day challenge.
You're very welcome. Thank you everyone as well for participating.
Thanks for people for listening in and putting your questions in. It's really important that you help other people educate as well too. So guys, again, reach out if you need to, and we look forward to seeing you on the next podcast. Lian, we'll see you very soon.
Yes. Thanks, Greg. Thank you.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.